this. This is how we talk about your primary point, right? Your substance and my substance, right, is exactly the same. And you can have that experience when you're sitting. There's just the action and just the sound, just the hit, and then it's gone. We talk about your primary point this way because I don't want to make some kind of mistake about that my thinking is correct and your thinking is not correct, or your thinking is correct and my thinking is not correct. We're talking about something, this part of your mind that's before thinking. Your before thinking mind is your substance. We say your primary point, right? So that's how we talk about it, right? So just to sit with that as a place of inquiry, is something that you could really delve into. What does that mean? What is the primary point? Primary point. I went into an interview with Zen Master Sung-san, and I didn't know what to ask him, so I just said, what is Zen? It was 4:30 in the morning. I'd never been up that early in my entire life. He said, Zen is your primary point. Then he had this little Weebles doll. He'd knock it. Fall down, get back up. Fall down, get back up. Then he jammed his stick right here. He said, you must attain your center. And he was really hitting me. He was like literally, I was like losing my balance. He said, do you move in here? Do you live here? I said, no, you should move in here. Ring, 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 ring. It took like 10 seconds for this interview. You're like, what's my center? Like, what? Wow, what's my center? So I sat with that for a couple months. And then I understood what my center was. Even though I'd actually experienced it before as a musician, I'd experienced it briefly. I didn't know what he was talking about, but then it kicked in from this inquiry, right? So it's so much fun to talk about all this philosophy, all the science and all these things are like coming together. It's so much fun. It's great entertainment. But ultimately, right, all your thinking, all your suffering comes from your thinking and from wanting things to be different than they are. So, right, we emphasize this point. That was his teaching. What is it, right? When your mind is clear, right, if you keep practicing, you find your center, very strongly find your center, right? It's like a car with good shock absorbers, right? So, life happens and, pick your poison or pick your situation in life, that's suffering. You have good shock absorbers. So, just a little bit of a bump, and then you come back to zero, right? Your mind is clear, you have energy, and you can go out and do the things you see you need to do in this world. But if your center isn't strong, then, you're like all over the place, all the time, You get angry at something, maybe you're angry the next day, maybe you're angry for a week, maybe you're angry for years about something. Right? So finding your primary point, finding your center is very, very, very important, especially nowadays. I don't know what people do who don't have some kind of practice like this, regardless of what your tradition is, but some way of looking inside and realizing, what this true self is, what your center is. When your mind is clear, it's like a mirror. It just reflects everything that comes in front of it, so your shirt is blue. Your casa is red, kind of. Yeah. Then, whatever situation happens, right? Well, when you're hungry, just eat. When you're tired, sleep. If somebody else is hungry, then what? If somebody else is hungry, what do? Yeah, you give them food. Yeah.
So the center is don't know in mind and primary point are
Nope. Nope. You're going to experience it though, and when you experience, then you'll come tell me. Yeah, if you want to experience, if you really want to delve into it, then I suggest that you come here to the Providence Zen Center. The beauty of our school, it's really wonderful, is that there's so many different teachers. We've really flattened the hierarchy, right? So if you don't connect with somebody for whatever reason, right, there's like 20, 30, 40 other teachers, right? You can go and I suggest that you go and have interviews with as many people as you possibly can, They might say the same thing a lot of times. But somebody will say that thing in some way or something. And all of a sudden, oh, that's my center.